Simon Cowell's story is often told as a straight line from obscurity to global fame, but the reality is more layered and human than headlines suggest. Known worldwide as the sharp-tongued judge behind American Idol, The X Factor, and Got Talent, he became a symbol of entertainment power and blunt honesty. Yet behind the polished image of the television mogul lies a journey shaped by emotional distance, early rejection, relentless ambition, and personal reinvention. His life reflects not only success in the entertainment industry, but also the internal cost of building an empire while searching for identity, belonging, and purpose. Childhood, affection in silence. Simon Cowell was born in London in 1959 into a comfortable, upper-middle-class household that appeared stable from the outside. His mother, Julie Brett, was elegant and socially active, while his father worked in the music and property industries. Despite material comfort, emotional warmth was limited. Cowell has often described his upbringing as lacking open affection, where praise was rare and emotional expression restrained. This environment shaped a boy who learned early that approval had to be earned, not freely given. The absence of verbal encouragement became a silent force that influenced his confidence, ambition, and later, his need to prove himself publicly. School years, the outsider within. At school, Cowell struggled to fit into structured academic expectations. He attended institutions where discipline and conformity were valued more than creativity or rebellion. Rather than thriving, he became known as disruptive and disengaged, often clashing with authority figures. Academically unremarkable, he left with minimal qualifications, carrying a sense of underachievement that contrasted sharply with his family's expectations. While others seemed to find direction early, Cowell felt misplaced and overlooked. This period reinforced his belief that traditional systems were not designed for him, pushing him further toward unconventional paths where instinct and risk would eventually define his success. First step, the EMI mailroom. Beginning Cowell's entry into the music industry began in the most modest way possible. A mailroom job at EMI Music Publishing, secured through his father's connections. Far from glamour, his days were spent handling correspondence and observing industry professionals from the lowest rung. Though seemingly insignificant, this environment exposed him to the machinery of the music business. He watched how decisions were made, how talent was evaluated, and how careers were shaped. Initially, he struggled with invisibility, feeling like a background figure in an industry he longed to influence. Yet this humble position quietly planted the foundation for his future instincts. Early struggles, setbacks, and return. Cowell's early ambition led him to leave EMI in search of better opportunities, but the transition was not successful. Attempts at finding independent success failed, and financial instability forced him to return to the same entry-level environment he had once rejected. This period of setback was marked by frustration and self-doubt. Rather than immediate progress, he experienced the harsh reality of rejection from an industry he admired. However, this return to basics gave him renewed perspective. Instead of viewing it as failure, he began observing more carefully, learning how decisions were made and how commercial success was actually constructed behind the scenes. Rise begins. Learning the industry. Game over time, Cowell transitioned from assistant roles into more active involvement in music production and artist development. He began recognizing patterns in what made songs and acts commercially successful. his instincts for identifying marketable talent sharpened as he engaged in small but increasingly impactful projects. This phase of his career was defined by experimentation, persistence, and a growing willingness to take creative risks. He learned that success in entertainment required not just taste, but timing, confidence, and decisiveness. These insights gradually elevated him from a background worker to a decision maker with influence over emerging artists and industry direction. Television empire, the making of a global judge. Cowell's breakthrough into mainstream fame came through television talent competitions. Shows like Pop Idol, American Idol, The X Factor, and Got Talent transformed him into a household name. His direct, often brutally honest judging style set him apart in a landscape filled with encouragement and politeness. Audiences responded strongly, either admiring or criticizing his approach, but always paying attention. Beyond entertainment, he built a global franchise that launched careers for artists such as Kelly Clarkson and the members of One Direction. This era cemented his status as both a cultural gatekeeper and a powerful figure in modern pop music. Public scrutiny, fame, criticism, and pressure. With fame came intense scrutiny. Cowell's blunt personality made him a frequent subject of media debate, with critics questioning his influence and methods. He was portrayed alternately as a visionary and a villain, depending on public perception. As his influence grew, so did the pressure to maintain relevance in a rapidly changing entertainment landscape. Scandals, rumors, and professional disagreements occasionally overshadowed his achievements. Despite this, he continued to operate at the center of global entertainment. This period highlighted the double-edged nature of fame, where success amplifies both admiration and criticism in equal measure, often blurring the line between character and reputation. Personal turning point, health, and vulnerability. Later in life, Cowell faced significant health challenges, including serious injuries from electric bike accidents that resulted in spinal fractures. These incidents forced him into extended recovery periods and physical limitations that contrasted sharply with his previously energetic lifestyle. The experience introduced a new sense of vulnerability and reflection. He became more cautious and aware of physical fragility, shifting priorities away from constant work. Alongside recovery, he spent more time focusing on personal life, especially his son Eric. These experiences softened his public image and encouraged a slower, more mindful approach to both career and daily living. Fatherhood and reflection, a shift in priorities. Becoming a father marked a significant emotional shift in Cowell's life. His relationship with his son, Eric, introduced a level of emotional openness that contrasted with his own upbringing. He has expressed a desire to be more present, supportive, and emotionally available than previous generations in his family. This phase of life also brought reflection on legacy, success, and personal meaning beyond fame. Rather than being defined solely by television success, he began emphasizing time, family, and personal connection. The transformation reflects a broader realization that achievement alone does not define fulfillment, but relationships and presence give it depth. Conclusion: the human behind the empire. Simon Cowell's journey is not simply a story of entertainment success, but of personal evolution shaped by contrast, silence and fame, rejection and influence, criticism and admiration. From an overlooked young man in the mailroom to a global television figure, His life illustrates how ambition can emerge from emotional gaps and early limitations. Yet it also shows how success does not eliminate vulnerability or the need for connection. In later years, his focus has shifted from building an empire to understanding himself and those closest to him. Ultimately, his story reflects a broader truth. Achievement gains meaning only when balanced with humanity.